Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day, especially after a increase from Bitcoin of approximately, drum roll please, 17.5% from bottom to top. So I'm covering this again today, of course. I got a lot of questions on, hey, what does this one-day candlestick close mean for us? Because, hey, we closed over a major key level resistance of 41,500. I'll say we definitely did that. So, again, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. Hopefully you can learn something here today. CryptoCache.tech is a good site for you to check out if you're interested in becoming a better trader. Looking here, though, at Bitcoin, something to note is the fact that we're up over the 50-day SMA. That was the key level resistance that I spoke about earlier today. Obviously, we're well above that. Okay, so that can work as a support level potentially. So if the price were to come back down, just say hypothetically, 40,000 should continue to hold as a support level, as well as 41,500. Okay, so we got some good areas there of support. So we're just fine there in that sense. Okay. Furthermore, if I recall correctly, looking at the volume from earlier today, we have a lot of volume below the current price point. So it just blew right straight through a key level resistance in that range of 42,000 to 43,000. So it should hypothetically work as a support level with a nice amount of volume at 43.5. So at this point right now, we're looking very good. We're obviously making higher highs and higher lows in the last week of trading. All right, so all good stuff there in that sense. I just want to kind of throw that out there and let you know that, close above 41,500 was probably the most immediate benefit that we wanted to find. And what this just means too, when we see this kind of amplitude, we see a lot of continuation potential. And what do I mean by that here? Let me go ahead and explain. Because there's always patterns that emerge, right? And oftentimes when you see a pattern emerge, it does happen more often than not. It'll happen again. So I just want to try to point this out here to you. Anytime the price is increased by 10% or larger, you see a continuation pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days here. Excuse me. And let's see here. There's another one here, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we're looking at about 2 weeks of consistent increase after the price increased by, just say, 10% in one trading day. Okay? So if you can see that 10% increase was followed by significant increases. Now, granted, we had a red day following that. It was kind of just this consolidation phase. We might see that tomorrow. But what I'm speculating here is based on previous data, anytime the price increases by 10% or larger, you see a pretty decent amount of increase followed by that shift, right? And what that basically just means is everyone that was shorting got stopped out and they're second guessing themselves now, and they're more likely than not planning to go with the trend instead of against it, okay? The trend is your friend. So right now, the trend is absolutely bullish, but just keep this in mind, little clause that comes with that. Until we pass 46,000, we're not officially bullish, right? Okay. And what I mean by that is we had this key level support here that held for almost 2 to 3 weeks, full on month actually. I think it's about a month time frame, back from December 4th, one of the worst trading days in history, all the way up to January 4th, and it continued lower. But we held at a support level right there a lot. And the fact that we lost that makes that a key level resistance now. Okay, so it worked as a support, now transitioned to resistance. So if we can break above 46,000, have a nice, comfortable, confident close above 46,000, that would tell us we're absolutely back on track, ready to start getting where we need to go. I think we're going to be there a lot sooner than you'd like to think, obviously, based on a 17% increase in one day. But furthermore, if we look at the history, again, like I mentioned, there's a strong chance we're going to see a continuation pattern to the upside. This is a momentum play, and I highly recommend you get on and get in to, so to speak, get on whatever ship that sailed, and make sure you're not left waiting. Because a lot of people I know, unfortunately, didn't have their money invested, which makes sense. I mean, it's caught a lot of people off guard. But traditionally, when you see a push this strong, the likelihood of it turning around and reversing tomorrow is very low. It's going to take a few more days of continuation before we see that happen. Okay. Again, I'm speculating we're going to see this. This is going to be a green week. That's going to be the takeaway here. We're looking at probably a very likely green week, potential sell-off on Friday based on the way that, traditionally speaking, we have a very strong, powerful weekday. Friday is usually a take profit type of situation for most industry leaders. So just know between now and Friday, we should have somewhat of an open door to kind of have some fun. All right. We don't really need to go too far into detail here. I usually like to kind of break down other time frames. I already covered this earlier today. Nothing much has changed except for the fact that we are definitely, and let's take a quick look at this here, we're definitely a bit on the overextended side. We got a 9 plus, okay? So that basically tells us we should experience some kind of consolidation between 43 and 44 in the next potential 24 hours, or at least 12 hours. I'd be surprised if the price shot straight up from here in the immediate future. And what I mean by that is the amount of volume that just came into the market and or to Bitcoin. A lot of money is transferred from other exchanges to the larger exchanges, and there's a lot of buying going on. So generally speaking, what's going on here is that we have a strong increase, but when we hit a 9 on TD sequential, especially when it's a 17% increase in just under, just under 9 hours, then yeah, we can expect some type of consolidation. Pullback, perhaps. I do think and speculate the worst case scenario for a pullback would be 41,500, but I do feel as if this support level here on Fibonacci at about 43,000 will hold. So I do think that 43,000 is a pretty strong support. That being said, just note that it wouldn't be terrible to get in now or to wait for it to pull back even a little bit. And the truth of the matter is we don't know if it will pull back. And if and when it does, what would be the next key level support? I think 41.5 and 43 are two pretty strong areas in which I think the price may consolidate down to, but at this point, we can expect some sideways action or a slight retracement. Okay, so again, that's kind of where we're at there in that sense. Taking a look at some other indicators, that's a pretty far out Ichimoku cloud there. So all good signs there. There's literally nothing that we can pick out here that tells us that we should expect the price to turn around, except for the fact that it's overextended on the 1 hour time frame and the general sense of the fact that profits are going to be taken, but it doesn't seem to matter because as soon as the price comes down, it continues to push back up again. That shows a lot of power in the momentum, and I haven't checked the fear, uncertainty, and doubt meter yet, but I can assure you that's waning. Okay, it's starting to dissipate the concern in the market, and we're looking at it almost, I wouldn't say completely bullish, but we're almost there. Again, break over 46,000 to me is a key level resistance. I think it's going to be extremely important to hit that level. Then of course on to 50, 52, etc. There's other resistances as well, but we'll bridge that gap when we get there. I cover Bitcoin twice a day occasionally like this here, just to ensure we keep you abreast on what's going on, help you understand that the likelihood of it pulling back super hard, super fast is pretty low. There's not enough selling pressure right now, and I don't think we should expect a significant sell-off. While truth be told, we haven't made an official higher high yet on the 1 day, a 17.5% increase is absolutely a sign that we are back on track, at least heading in the right direction. Okay, and the direction is bullish, the direction is up. So choose what side of the tracks you want to be on. I think shorting right now would be a disadvantageous consideration because you're stacking the cards against yourself. There's not a lot of reason for the market to just turn right around, unless there's some kind of craziness with the news, which we have experienced recently. But based on everything that's happened recently, how well Bitcoin has not only recovered today, but recently held above 37,000, tells me we're in a very, very good position, and that Bitcoin we shouldn't expect to come much lower in the immediate future. Now, pending a few more days of consolidation, a little bit of price increase, there will be some profits taken. No doubt about that. Everything that goes up has to come down eventually, but how low will it come down? Probably not very low. I speculate 41.5 is the absolute bottom in the immediate future, and 43,000 is potentially the most immediate support level we have. Again, time will tell. We need to kind of wait a little bit, but what I'm saying here is try not to wait to dollar cost average or to add to your position. I'm not telling you to open a long position for Bitcoin today and to ride it out forever. I'm telling you that we're in pretty good shape here, and to expect the price to come straight down or to come down a strong pullback immediately is very, very unlikely considering the amount of amplitude we have right now. Okay, so again, just trying to drive that home. This is definitely a continuation type of situation, and I think we're going to see a few more days of bullish continuation and then a possible pullback, again, closer to the end of the week if history repeats itself. Again, it doesn't have to, right? But it certainly can. All right, so hopefully I drove that home and that makes sense. And again, thank you so much to my community members for asking that I cover this again. I like to make sure to keep you in the know, of course, and sometimes it's easier for me just to make a video and explain how things are instead of typing it all out. So thanks again for your patience on that. I do look forward to tomorrow's roundtable. If you're not currently a community member, consider joining. We have awesome discussions weekly. as well as Trading Academy, Trading Community, and signals I send, which we've taken quite a lot of profits here today. Luna was our most profitable here. A very large amount of income in a short amount of time. All right, we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have yourself a great rest of your day. See you soon.